welcome to today's video. So this is the makeup look that we have going on for today. Don't ask me how I got to this point. I literally told myself I'm gonna sit down today, film a natural little makeup look, something super easy, switch it up, and I ended up with this on my face. I don't know. I just love playing with makeup. And ever since I got this new Wet n Wild little eyeshadow palette, I've just been addicted to it, and this color specifically I want to use all the time. And I'm so thoroughly impressed with the quality of this palette. And also they have a bunch of different color schemes, so you can choose which color scheme you think that you would use the most. But I literally got this palette for these two colors. In all honesty, it is $6. It performs so well. Every eyeshadow look that I have used with this palette I've been obsessed with. So if you want to see how to get this intense purpley pinky halo eye with some glitter all up in the middle, then just keep on watching this video.
Alright, so to begin for today's video, we are going to start with the skin. I'm going to mix my L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation with my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. And this combination of foundations mixed together has seriously been one of my favorite mixtures of all time. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte just brings a little bit more long wear ability to the NARS, so it doesn't wear off my skin as easily, and it also just gives it a tad bit more of full coverage, but it still looks so natural and beautiful on the skin. This combination is seriously gorgeous. I cannot stop wearing it as of recently. And then also off of camera, before I went in with foundation, I primed my skin with my Too Faced Hangover RX primer. For today's concealer, I'm going to go in with my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Neutral 10, I believe. And I'm just going to put this in all the normal places that I conceal and just to highlight the face and bring some dimension. So just down my cheeks and under my eyes, a little bit on my nose, chin, and forehead. And then I'm also going to dot a tiny bit of my Tarte Shape Tape just so it is a little bit lighter, because this ColourPop concealer does oxidize quite a bit on me. I've actually been loving this concealer lately, especially on my no makeup days. It just looks very natural, and the finish of it is just perfect for a very natural makeup days, but it still has really good coverage when you want to do full glam as well. And then I'm just going to set my under eyes with this Coty Airspun powder, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have since returned this powder because the smell was just so horrendous. I tried to get over it, but I simply could not. So I did return this powder. It looked beautiful, it worked great, but I could not, you guys, I could not get over the smell of it. It smelled like old lady perfume. Alright, so we are going to move on to the eyes, and I will come back and finish the face later, but we are going to go in with this gorgeous Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette, and I'm first going to take this very light taupey lilac color, and I'm just going to fluff this in the crease as my first transition color. You guys know the drill by now. I'm going to make sure that this is really coated on the very outside corner, very inside corner, everywhere in between on my crease, just kind of being messy with it and fluffing it all over. And this color is very light and faint, so I definitely want it to be there. So I'm just going to take my time to build up this color, and then I'm going to switch over to my Morphe M573 and pick up this favorite color of mine, this pinky purpley shade. I'm going to tap out the excess and make sure I build it up nice and slowly. You do not want to go in with too much product right away. But I'm going to use this to actually shape out my crease a little bit more, and I'm keeping this more controlled, but I am putting this right over where we put that first lilac shade. I definitely want to make sure this is coated in my crease from the very inner corner to the very outside corner, because today's look is going to be a halo type eye, which just means it's going to be a spotlight effect in the middle of the eye, and then the inside corner and the outside corner are going to be a little bit darker, so the focus is very much in the center of the eye. And then I'm just going to go back in with this lighter lilac-y shade and just pile that over the fuchsia color just to diffuse it a little bit, make sure it's very smooth and seamless and that there's no harsh lines. And then I'm gonna go back in with the fuchsia color and kind of build up this color again. And I'm basically gonna go back and forth between these two colors, building up the color in my crease, making sure it's looking very smooth and effortless and seamless. So by the time we go in and cut it with concealer, I am really happy with the way that the crease is looking. So this part is a little tedious, but you want to make sure you take your time because you want to be happy with how the crease is looking before you go in with concealer. Now we are going to move on to the concealer part. I'm just going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm going to cut my crease once I am satisfied with the way that the colors are looking. And I'm doing this just how I normally do, even when I do like a half cut crease. I'm just doing that same exact technique. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I really want that inner corner of my eye to be bigger than it actually is. And then I want the middle part of my eye to be bigger as well, just so when I go in and put that spotlight part of my eye in, my eye will overall look bigger. It'll just look like I have more eyelid space. And I wanted to try this for a halo eye technique. I just felt like it would just look really good with my hooded eyes and really help this overall eye look better for my eye shape. So I'm just going to set the concealer down using that lilac-y purple shade just so it's not sticky and we can go in and blend in the darker colors, but I just wanted to set it down with this lighter shade. Then I'm going to go in with that purpley fuchsia shade again on this little itty bitty Morphe 506 brush, and this is where I'm going to go in and really accentuate the outer and the inner corners. I'm just going to build up this color slowly. Again, you do not want to go in packing too much color right away. I'm going to slightly wing it out on the outside, and then I'm going to connect it from my outer corner through my crease and then into the inner corner as well. And you definitely just want to be patient in building this up and taking your time. I was having a little bit of trouble at first, but if you just go in slowly and just take your time and be patient, it'll end up looking the way you want it to rather than going in with too much at a time. And then the same as before when we were building the colors in the crease, I'm going to go over the fuchsia shade again with the lighter first color that we did the transition with, just to smooth everything out and blend them together and making sure yet again that there is no harsh lines. And then we are going to repeat the process on the other eye. And now really quick, we're gonna focus on the spotlight part of the eyes. I decided to mix the two shimmery shades that are in this palette with my Morphe R42 brush. And I'm just doing this in the meantime, but then I realized that I really wanted the center of the eye to pop. So I go in with a different product on the spotlight part of the eye, which we will see in a little bit. But first I did put these shimmery shades down in the center of my eye just as a base. Now I wanted to further deepen up the inner and outer corners, so I took this chocolatey brown shade in the palette on that 506 brush again, and I'm just going to wiggle this deeper, darker brown color on the outer and the inner corners just to give it slightly a little bit more depth and dimension to the outside and the inside part of the eye, which will also just bring more focus to the center. So to amp up that spotlight effect in the middle of my eye, I decided to go in with the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Kitten Karma. And I'm just using this on this tiny Morphe brush right here. And I'm just gonna pat this in the dead center of my eye, like right where I want most of the attention to be. And this just brings out the spotlight effect the exact way that I wanted it to. Adds so much dimension, it makes the eye look bigger and really completed the halo eye in my opinion. Now I'm gonna move to the lower lash line. I'm taking my Morphe E36 brush. I'm just going to buff that lilac shade underneath my eyes to begin. Then I'm going to grab the fuchsia shade and do the same thing, just a little bit more controlled, and then focusing this mostly on the outer and the inner corner just to mimic the upper lid. And then I'm also going to put a touch of that Stila Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in the very center of my lower lash line, basically just mirroring the top lid. And then I went ahead and put on some mascara off of camera, and this is what the eyes are looking like. Now we can quickly finish up the rest of the face. I'm going to go in with my ColourPop bronzer in the shade Private Party. I am loving this bronzer so much. It just gives a very healthy, glowy, bronzed look to the skin, and I have been really, really liking it. And then I decided that I just want to go in for a little bit more structure on my face, so I'm going to add a tiny bit of my Hoola Benefit bronzer just because it's a little bit more matte and adds, like I said, more structure to the cheekbone area. I'm going to go in with this loose blush from Bare Minerals. This is in the shade Secret. I'm just going to dust this on the apples of my cheeks very lightly. I didn't want to wear too much blush today just to not overtake the eyes. Then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Rose Gold. But then I decided I wanted it to be a little bit more blingy, so I'm going in with my Jouer highlighter in the shade Rose Gold as well, just to make it a little bit more blinding. And I really like this because it's that one pinky kind of undertoned highlighter that really blends in well with these eyes. Just going to drench my face in MAC Fix Plus just to melt everything together, make my skin look dewy, and to make this makeup last all day long. And then for lips today, I'm going to use a combination of 2 lip products that I got in my Allure beauty box. The first one is from Wander Beauty, and it's in the shade Barely There, which is so pretty and a very nice rosy nude kind of color. But then I wanted a really cool tone lip, so I decided to go in with this Makeup Forever liquid lipstick in the shade 105, which is kind of a cool toned taupey look, which I also thought blended in with the eyes very well for this overall look.
Alright you guys, and that is how I got this finished makeup look right here. It took a little bit of quite a process. I've done halo eyes before, but I tried something new today just for my eye shape. I have pretty hooded eyes and kind of a small eyelid space, so I did that whole concealer trick that I normally do when I do like a half cut crease to really open up my eye space, and honestly, I think it's my favorite halo eye I've ever done on myself. It definitely still needs work, but for that first time of me trying out that technique, I'm like really happy with the way it turned out. I just think using that concealer trick is so 110% crucial for someone with my eye shape, where I kind of like make my own crease shape. Because for example, my natural crease ends like right here. But when I do it with the concealer, I make it look like it's way up here. So it just makes my eyes look way bigger than they actually are, which is crucial for someone with hooded eyes. Let me know down below, per usual, if you have any requests, if you have any questions, any suggestions for future videos, just let me know. And if you like today's video and today's eyeshadow look in general, then give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.